Chapter 6. The Last Bus.
Steve, Nick and Tom were in the Yorkshire hills. They liked camping, and they liked going to different campsites at the weekend.
I love camping,
said Steve. The friends sat on the ground by their fire in the campsite and talked.
I love camping too, but it's very cold tonight,
said Nick.
Let's find a warm pub and go and sit in it, and have a drink or two.
A pub?
Said Tom.
A good idea. But did you see one near here?
Oh, we went past a pub when we came here,
said Nick.
It's about 2 miles down the road. Let's go.
There were no cars on the road, and after a long walk, they arrived at the pub. They could see the lights in the pub through the windows.
Not many people in there tonight,
said Tom.
And it's Friday. Where is everybody?
They went into the pub, got some drinks, and sat down near the fire. A young woman sat by the window. She had very long, black hair, but they couldn't see her face. She looked out of the window.
What's that woman looking at?
Steve asked.
It's very dark out there. Perhaps she's waiting for someone,
said Nick.
She's waiting for the last bus,
said a man in the pub. He was a little old man, and he sat down at the table next to them.
The last bus? I see. Does it go to the campsite?
Asked Tom.
Oh, yes, it does.
The man laughed.
It leaves when the pub closes.
The friends drank and talked. When the pub closed, the woman with long black hair got up and walked out into the night.
She's going to get the last bus,
said Tom.
Let's follow her.
Just then, an old bus appeared very suddenly on the road and stopped outside the pub. The bus door opened and the woman got on.
Good evening, Rose,
said the bus driver.
Good evening to you,
said the woman to the driver.
These 3 young men behind me are going to the campsite.
Are they now? The campsite. OK, get on,
said the driver to the 3 friends.
And remember, driver,
said Rose,
you must drive carefully tonight.
And she laughed. But it was a very strange laugh, long and slow.
Of course, Rose,
the driver said.
I always drive carefully.
The three friends felt scared, but they didn't want to walk back to the campsite, so they got on the bus. It was very dark in the bus, and they couldn't see very well. They couldn't see the driver's face, but they could see his hands. They were very white. Then the bus door closed, and the driver began to drive his old bus along the country road back to the campsite. Very fast. Suddenly, the bus stopped. Some strange people appeared and got on. They were people from perhaps 70 years ago. They wore strange coats and hats. They didn't speak, but the driver talked to them. He also laughed a lot and drove faster and faster. Then the bus stopped near a river, and all the strange people got off.
Where are they going?
Asked Steve.
There aren't any houses here.
The people disappeared quickly into the dark night. Now there was a lot of fog on the road. The three friends could see nothing at all through the window. They were truly scared.
How can he drive in this fog?
Asked Nick.
He can't see a thing.
The driver laughed and drove faster. They could hear nothing, only the noise of the engine.
He's going to kill us!
Said Steve. Now they felt very scared.
Please drive more slowly!
Screamed Tom. The driver didn't answer. Steve stood up, but the bus moved suddenly, and he fell on the floor.
Ow!
He said.
That stupid driver! What's the matter with him?
Suddenly, the bus stopped again, and the door opened. The three friends ran to the door and jumped off. Without saying anything, the driver closed the door and drove away. The bus disappeared in the fog.
Phew!
Said Tom.
What a bad driver! Where are we now?
Near the campsite.
Said Nick.
Look, it's up the hill over there.
The friends walked back towards the campsite. Someone sat near their fire.
Look!
Said Steve.
It's the woman from the pub. She's sitting by our fire.
How did she get there before us?
Asked Nick.
I don't understand. Let's go and talk to her. Perhaps she knows something about that strange bus.
But when they got to the fire, the woman wasn't there anymore. The three friends felt scared. That night, they couldn't sleep.
Who was she?
They all thought. In the morning, they asked the man at the campsite about the strange woman and the old bus.
Oh, yes, that was Rose,
He said.
She stayed here perhaps 70 years ago with her husband. One night, he went to the pub and took the last bus back to the campsite. But there was an accident, and all the people on the bus died. After this, Rose was very sad, and she died young a year later. She comes here sometimes, people say, and waits for her husband.
When the friends heard this, they left the campsite very quickly and ran to the nearest town. They found a different pub there and sat down and had a drink.
That man at the campsite, did you see his hands? They were very white,
Said Steve.
And he had a strange laugh.
Said Tom.
Yes,
Said Nick.
he was the bus driver.
The next time we go to a new place, let's stay in a hotel,
Said Steve.